Hey everyone, Steve Grogan here, founder of Fitness for Geeks. Just wanted to film a quick intro to explain the video you're about to watch. You're going to hear me say something in it like Steve Grogan from Geek Wing Chun, Steve Grogan from Exercise for Martial Artists, or something like that. These are channels I used to have, and these videos used to be on those channels, but they fit the Fitness for Geeks paradigm as well, so I have repurpose them for this channel. If I did all that work already, why bother redoing it, especially in the case of longer videos like the one with my coach. He lives in Florida now, so I couldn't redo that anyway. So just wanted to give a quick little introductory explanation, and I did that. So without further ado, let's go on to the video itself. Alright Sam, as promised, here is the home-based HURT workout using only this belt. So we're going to start, just get right to it. Each exercise, since you're not lifting like a high amount of weight, like you could go to the gym and you could do a bench press of 100 pounds, right? For that you would do only one set, because that one set with that amount of weight would tear you up, right? But this is not the same amount of resistance, so you're going to do 3 sets. Good news though is they're only 30 seconds each, and since the sets are so short, I would say don't give yourself anywhere longer than a 15-second rest between sets and exercises, okay? So 30-second sets. And the way it works is like so. So you see, you got to get yourself something like this that you can wrap the belt around. You're going to stand with your back to wherever the belt is secured. And this is the time static contraction chest press. You need to stand at just the right distance so that you can push out against this. You don't want to be so you're like this. I mean, I guess you could be like this. And this might still give you, yeah. It's just most people like to do a belt, quote unquote, chest press so that their arms are coming out in front of them. But you don't want it to be so far that you're locked out, okay? 30 seconds. And what you do is for the first 10 seconds, you give 50% effort. The next 10, you do 75, and the final 10, 100%. And only you can be the judge of that, okay? Like nobody else, even if I was there in person with you, I could not say, oh, come on, you're giving only 20%. It'll be up to you. So, for example, my wife is behind the camera. Dear, I'll just need you to call out, pick a start time to say 50, and then when 10 seconds go by, say 75 and then 100, okay? So let me know when I can start.
Go.
So
it's 50.
50 at first.
$75. 100. Take time.
Okay. Another thing I forgot to mention is you want to be in a good stance. You need to brace yourself so that when you do this, you're not like doing that, okay? And the breathing should be natural through the mouth. Just let the mouth hang down. Just slightly, like open like that. And when I say breathe natural, what I mean is like a lot of people when they are doing, say, a bench press, they tend to go, or if they don't do that holding the breath thing, they might do this. don't do that. Just and let the breath come natural, and as natural as your body wants it to come. So in other words, you might get to a point where you're like, again, just let it go like that. Next we got triceps. So this one, you want to bend the belt in half like that so that you can loop it in here. If you don't have anything like this, I'm not sure what replacement exercise might work. You know what, that's not true, but I'll show you in a second. So I'm not going to go through the 50, 75, 30 again. I'm just going to show you this. So you stick your arms through loops, and when you pick your start time, you just press it down, and you should feel this firing in your triceps. Okay? And then after the 30, you loosen up. Now that I think about it, I wonder if this might be a good tricep one. I'm not going to actually worry about showing you on camera until I figure if this is good or not. And I think you'd have to do only one arm at a time. Oh yeah, yep. So if you don't have a hook overhead or anything overhead that you can loop this around like that, what you want to do is you're going to take hold of this on one side here, because I don't think you can get both arms at the same time. And you're going to step on the belt at a certain spot so that when you do this, you're not fully extended. You need that resistance, right? So, and this again, you should be feeling fire off in your triceps. So that's one if you don't have a hook overhead like that. Next is the shoulders. This one you're going to want to take a seat. And obviously that other tricep move I just showed you there would take obviously double the time, because you can do only one arm at a time, but it is what it is. Okay, so you're going to want to be sitting, put your feet in a way where when you do this, you have a little bit of play to pull up against. You don't want to be like down here. You're not getting the force. You're going to want to find a spot maybe where you can sit even lower than I am. Okay, so I got my feet planted on that, and now I'm doing time static contraction shoulder press. I wish I could get my foot right on this thing. It's weird. Okay, here we go. So just like that, and the same thing, 50, 75, 30. Now, oddly enough, or not oddly enough, but time static contraction bicep curls, you can pretty much just stand up from where you were. Might want to just adjust how much you can lift up here. So now with my palms pointed toward the ceiling, I do time static contraction bicep. And now, interestingly enough, if you want to do forearms, I'm going a little bit out of order here. I would do chest, tricep, shoulder, bicep, back, forearms, legs, abdominals. I'm reversing the back and the forearms just because it's easier to just do this than to have to go there and come back and set up. Anyway, so we were doing our bicep curls palm up, right? Forearms, you just do palm down. And you think of curling, like don't think of curling it up with the bicep, think of the forearm. So basically your wrists are down like that, and then you're doing that, and that you'll feel fire off in your forearms. Okay, 30, 30, 30. Now I'm going to go to the back. I'm going to loop around something in front of us again. Or, well, I say again, but the last time it was behind us for the chest press. So this is a time static contraction row. Personally, I like to put my hand through the loop this way so it comes out, and then I can come down and grab. Through the loop, come down, grab. Set yourself a decent distance away from it. Brace yourself, or else when you pull, you're gonna do that and you're not gonna get the right tension anyway. And again, the 50, 75, 100. Now me personally, I don't really feel like I get much of a result out of this, but you might. And it might be because I'm standing, and no matter how hard I try, I am still pulling myself forward a little bit. It might do better if you were to, I'm not sure if the camera angle is going to be hurt by this. If it is, it's not a big deal. You might do better to sit on the floor and put your foot, can you see my foot there? My foot is bracing my body now. Or if you don't like that, you put both feet this way. When I pull, my feet are, my legs are locked out, and it prevents me from going forward. And it's important on this one to not think of pulling with your arms. So you don't tense up your arms. This should be working your back, right? Your hands have to be tense enough just so that you don't, oops, slip out of the of the belt. Legs. Time static contraction legs. This is one of my favorites because it is so, it doesn't seem like, it's like no way. You go to a gym where you can lift hundreds of pounds with your legs. There's no way this is going to burn you out, right? Yes, it can. So you put your foot through the loop, and it's important to know your own height, you know. So you got to pick the appropriate loop there. For me, it's the middle one. You go across your body in the front, loop around the back, go diagonally across again to the other foot, loop that, and as we've been doing, give it your 50, 75, 100. Okay, and an alternative to this would be a split squat. Some people do the squats with dumbbells. You don't necessarily need dumbbells. I don't like the squats because of my knees. Split squat meaning like this. But if you're doing it this way, you want to do 5 seconds down, 5 seconds up, and when you come up, you never lock out at the top. Or you can do something called a wall sit. Sit against, just like it sounds. You put your back against the wall, you drop down until your butt's at a point where you'd be in a chair, but there's no chair there. And you do 60 seconds here, okay? Lastly is your abdominals. Now, because of the way things are set up right now, I'm not going to do them the way I usually do, but I will tell you, I usually loop this around there again. I lay down so that my head is toward the wall and put my arms through and then crunch, but you don't need to do that. You could just do the crunch here. You could either do them slow and controlled, so the 5 seconds is up, 5 seconds down, without coming back down, right? Or you can do the way we've been doing, which is the time static contraction way. 50, 75, 100. Obviously, I didn't wait all 10 seconds there, but you get the point. One final thing I forgot to mention about when you're doing the 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down, or same thing for the crunch, is unlike the time static contraction round, for those, you'd want to aim for a minute to a minute and a half. Okay, and most likely you'll get only 1, maybe 2 sets out of it. But anyway, there you have it, my friend. I'm also going to send you a link to the workout chart I use. I mean, basically all you'll have to fill in is the exercise type, and then you don't even need to write in the seconds. You can just write TSC, TSC, TSC for time static contraction. And that's it. Thank you, and I hope you try the workout. If you try it out, you know what? Film yourself. I'd like to see how you do.